Center that is not leased or used by the Board of Education for school activities, events, or functions if it is securely stored. Charleston Mayor Danny Jones has been going round and round on this issue with various interested parties for a couple of years. He joins us on Metro News Talkline. Danny, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Is this the right settlement? Is this the right agreement by the judge? Is this the right decision?
Yeah, I think both sides can walk away from this, and we got what we needed.
Which is what?
Well, what I wanted to do was the rec centers that have contracts with schools that house school events should, in our opinion, should be treated like schools, and that's what this says. That's what it said. And I had a meeting yesterday afternoon with Keith Morgan, and I told him what we would do is
Keith Morgan's with the West Virginia Citizens Defense League.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's gone on a lot longer than 2 years. It's almost 4 years.
Okay.
But I told what we'll do is we'll put signs on there saying it's actually a felony to carry a gun in those places that have contracts with school system because they become schools. And so the King Center, which is my number one priority, we're going to put a sign on that because that has Head Start, it has after school, it has all kinds of programs in there. But let me tell you where they won, and they didn't actually win this. I mean, the court.
Well, let me be clear about this. When it's a school function at that municipal center, you cannot bring a gun in under any circumstance. Is that right, then?
You can't bring a gun if there's school functions going.
Okay.
You can't ever bring a gun.
Okay, I interrupt you. So go ahead with the point you're about to.
So we're gonna put signs on there saying these are considered schools by state law. Bringing a gun's a felony, just like it is inside a school. But on the parking lot, since our lawsuit has gone on with CDL, the parking lot, the legislature made it to where you can keep your guns in your cars on school parking lots, which preempted that part of our lawsuit. So that you could pull up on the King Center, have a gun in your car, and as long as I would hope you'd secure it and have it somewhere where it can't be seen.
You can do that, okay.
Or somebody break in and steal it, but you can do that, and that's legal. So I think this gives folks a part. The original part of
let's finish about the judgment. I mean the settlement though, or the judge's decision, because you can take a concealed weapon into the rec centers as long as it's not a school-related function, correct?
No.
No? Okay, then explain it to me. I'm sorry.
Because if we have contracts with the school, if school events go on in there, it's a school.
Okay.
And we have contracts. I believe in all these rec centers, and I'm just not going to bootstrap a contract to keep a gun out. I don't think we need to. But if city has a rec center, let's suppose you had a rec center and mostly senior citizens go in there, and there's no school events there, and there's no contract with the local board of education, I think you could carry a concealed weapon in there, and they couldn't do it. It would be okay. Now, you also have this business about the lockers that they're supposed to have, and the judge says the city doesn't have to furnish people with lockers. So I think they won that part, but we won the part with the school, and we're not looking to claim any. We're not dancing over this one. I mean, we got what we wanted, and I think the CDL has made a lot of progress in their efforts with the Second Amendment. And I'll tell you that, I don't know if you know it or not, Hoppy, I haven't said a word about this in 2.5 years.
Well, it has quieted down. I forgot about it quite frankly.
Since I ran for re-election, I came on your show the next day, and I said I was done.
So now with the judge's decision, if it's a municipal, in the city of Charleston, municipal rec center, and it's not used for any public education purposes, you would be allowed to concealed carry into the facility.
I believe so, yes. But if we don't have contracts with the Board of Education, in other words, if your rec center is sanctioned for school activities, which are, and you have contracts with the Board of Education, which we do, they become schools.
I understand. Let me ask you about this, because this is a part I don't fully understand, and I'm reading from our story. The ruling finds that individuals, and this is quoting, from the judge's decision, individuals with a valid license to carry a concealed weapon may legally take their gun into a municipal recreation center that is not used for public education purposes. But under the change in the West Virginia law, you don't have to have a valid.
You know, and I didn't talk to Keith about that yesterday, but I think that poses an interesting issue.
Because you can concealed carry now without a permit.
I know, but I don't think that's going to affect our situation. We're going to put signs on them, and I think that would be something that we should do so nobody gets tripped up, and to know that it's a felony to carry a gun in those rec centers that have school events. And once a school event, and once you have a contract with the Board of Education, it becomes a school. So, so.
No, I get that. I get that part.
So I don't think you're right about the concealed carry. But let me tell you something. These guys this was tough. I mean, you know, they primaried me, and they went against me in the election. I felt like Cool Hand Luke. I was standing in the box with a bucket and a nightgown. I mean, it was tough. This was a tough one. And after the election 2.5 years ago, I'd had enough. And so I just thought we'd let the thing work itself out, and I think it did. I think it worked out well.
Well, it seems like that Judge Stuckey has found a sweet spot in this.
All I care about is the rec centers. We gave up on the city buildings a long time ago. There's nothing we can do about it. And if we can't secure, we don't have the manpower to secure these facilities.
I understand.
And if we could secure them, it'd be different. But we're not like the state. You know, the state wanted to pass laws to liberalize the gun laws, but then they secured their own facility. You can only go through 1 or 2 doors to get in the whole Capitol.
I know. All right.
So,
I got it. Charleston Mayor Danny Jones. Thank you, Mayor. And don't forget to listen to the Mayor weekdays, 9:06 till noon, the Danny Jones Show. This is just Danny Jones Show. The Mayor being the Mayor.
You might hear the Mayor of New York City on there. You never know.
Like yesterday. You had de Blasio, your new best friend, most liberal mayor in America.
No. He's not my new best friend.
He's your new best friend. He's the most liberal mayor in America, and he's your new best friend. That's what I'm saying. Bye-bye. We'll take a break and come back. When we come in, it was a good get by the mayor. I'm just saying.